A real Celtic talk show by real Celtic fans from the Carluke Shamrock Supporters Club on HailHailMedia.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, 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 tock.
From a very foggy Celtic way, hail hail and welcome to a special edition Homeboys Extra podcast on HailHailMedia. My name's Richard from the Carluke Shamrock Celtic Supporters Club, and if you can only hear my voice just now, I'd like to ask you to check out the video version of this podcast. You can do that on YouTube at youtube.com/HailHailMedia. You'll see all the episodes there, and you can scroll down to get the video form of this. Why do we say that? Well, today we want to bring you the interesting story and actually show you the story that brings together one very creative Celtic supporter and one rather historic Celtic supporters venue.
Tick tock, tock, tock.
So the first part of this story involves a very creative Celtic supporter by the name of John O'Farrell. Now, we had John on our TikTok podcast back in February 2014. If you want to listen back to that, you can just do a quick Google search on TikTok and Celtic Canvas Art, and you'll hear John's story there. In that interview, John told us how a simple hobby started up when he wanted to showcase the artistic talents in his family, and that hobby very, very quickly led to an amazing creation that he now calls Celtic Canvas Art. It has delivered some fantastic enjoyment to a lot of Celtic fans, and it's also helped boost the donations to a lot of Celtic charities. Now, to see John, we're going to jump over Celtic Park to go to the Forge Market, where John's hobby has now turned into a very successful shop. So let's go see him.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, 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 tock.
Johnny boy,
How you doing, Richard?
good to see you, sir.
And you, and
It's
you.
been a while.
Yeah,
So things have kind of moved on.
they certainly have, aye, they definitely have.
We were just talking to the viewers there about the time we met you on TikTok.
Yep.
And it all kicked off with the family, a wee kind of rough hobby type thing.
Yeah,
You wanted
yeah,
to
yeah.
to showcase the artistic talents. Remind, was it an uncle? Who was the artist?
It was my uncle.
It was your
Richard,
uncle?
Aye,
Aye,
yeah,
aye.
he passed away and left me with all this artwork that was on about the family houses and stuff like that. So
Yep.
the idea was to reproduce his art
Yep.
and his memory and stuff
And
like
do it in
that.
a nice way and have it properly shown and that
Yep.
kind of stuff. Aye.
Something I knew nothing about, by the way.
Exactly.
I knew absolutely nothing about it, but
So you now regret this, don't you?
a wee bit, aye. If meeting you in February last year, probably, aye.
Now you're stressed out your
That's
box.
almost a year ago, TikTok.
Exactly, I know, it's amazing, a year this month,
aye, so
absolutely
it is.
fantastic.
So it was just an idea I had to reproduce his stuff, you know. And there was wee things that had to be fixed with that, you know, going and finding his files and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Which I've now got, and you know, I've done a fair bit of his stuff. But while I was kind of researching it all and working out how to do it all, I started messing about with the old Celtic images.
Yeah.
There's no a Celtic fan I don't know that isn't into these old images, you know.
Exactly.
Especially now, you know,
Aye.
they're becoming more and more relevant the older they get.
Yep.
I would say, you know, and you see them all on Twitter and all the internet and all the forums and all that sort of stuff. So while I was kind of messing about with his stuff, you know, I tried a few of these, researched, you know, how to make it all.
Aye, the programmes, the process, the fabrics, all this kind of stuff.
What
A lot of
canvases
trial and
to
error
use.
as well, I suppose.
Oh, definitely,
Aye.
definitely. You know, there was times I did feel like chucking it. You know, there was.
Yep.
In any given night, you know, I was screaming and shouting in the house and things getting through about, you know. So
See, I've got that as well, but I just don't have the canvas. That's the only difference.
it's been my saving grace as well, Richard. You know, whenever life gets a wee bit tight, it's good to have this.
Aye.
You know, it's definitely been good to have it. You know, it takes my mind off things and
Totally.
a real kind of purpose to it.
Yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean? And as I say, I think when I come onto TikTok, I can't mind exactly what I said, but it was like round about last Christmas. I had like 80 Twitter followers or something. And by the time I got to TikTok in February, I'd put 2 prints up on Twitter, and I had something like 500. It's just, it's went daft again. I think I'm through 3,000 now, you know, and again, that's not the big I am kind of stuff, you know. It does. I said it a wee while ago, that weirds me out a wee bit, you know, but it's down to, I mean, when I look back to the first few that I done and the first few that I brought up to you guys at TikTok, I look back in them now and I go, they weren't that great. But everybody thought they were brilliant, you know what I mean? But I'm always kind of questioning what I do all the time, try and get better. And I met a good few pals, you know, especially a guy on Twitter, Barry McGonigle. He helped us massively at the start, and is now a good pal. You know, we get together and, you know, something's doing my head in, I'll phone him and we'll talk about it. Something's doing his head in. So it's not all about the images, you know. I've made a good quality of that as well. And
fantastic. Because I've seen a lot of Barry stuff on Twitter where he takes an image and he'll tweak the colour. He'll make it black and white, or they'll bring it. So is this an example here? Is it?
That's an example.
So talk us through this then. Has this originally been a colour one, or it's been black and white?
It's been black and white, and what Barry and I do is we colour restore it. He's a master at it. I'm nowhere near
the program genius, is he? The computer genius boy.
I was just into it. I was more into restoring the images, you know, to their former glory, you know. With the original pictures, you know, and restoring them pixel by pixel, because I'm throwing them up onto, you know, some of these things are 5 foot high.
Of course.
So there's a lot of work goes into, you know, making it possible
and
to get it
about
that
big. It kind of really drags the whole thing out for you. I mean, it must look radically different from the original.
Oh, totally. Totally. You know,
people respond to that.
Put some of that stuff up where you show the original and you show the colour restore, and you see the work that goes into it. You know, some of these things take days and days and days to, and not all of them work. You know, there's sometimes I look at some of them, or Barry will look at some of them and I'll go,
no, just walk away from it. Is that right?
Aye. But very few. You know what? As I say, we'll get better and better at it as time went on, you know. That's been the fun of it. You know, a year and a half ago I didn't know anything about this, and between the two of us and me sitting up to 3 and 4 in the morning because I'll not let something go until I get it perfect.
Excellent.
And that's kind of how far we've came in such a short space of time, you know. So
magic. So let's look at some of these other canvases. This one I spot because I know it from Carluke. This is in the famous Marshall Summer House. We get to look at this image in your work as we're sitting watching a game, and it's just superb. One of the popular ones.
Oh, that's by far and away the most popular.
Is it?
One, again, it's another one Barry done where he's merged the Lisbon walkout into the trophy. That just blows people away. And I hurriedly made that yesterday in the biggest size to show it off, you know.
So what size is this then? If the viewers watching this now, what's this?
That's 50 inch by 36 inch. Right?
50 by 36, right, okay, doke. And what's the fabric? What's this made of, this canvas stuff? Is it just called canvas, or it's
right at the start? There's loads of canvas houses out there.
Is there?
You know, you can buy canvases everywhere.
Right.
But again, with the whole working with my uncle's art and stuff like that, he painted, you know, oil on canvas and stuff like that. So I suppose I had this. I always wanted to remain more traditional about it.
Right.
So I tried 2 or 3 different types of fabric. You know, different weights of canvas. Some acrylic. All the kind of high production canvases out there will use acrylic.
Right. Okay.
Because it's cheap.
Right.
And they're firing these things out. Thousands at a time.
One after the other.
I'm more bespoke than that. You know, these are made to order. I found that if I used, that's the heaviest weight of canvas you can use.
Is it?
It's an artist grade heavyweight cotton canvas, you know.
Right.
And again, you can wrap these things around box frames. It's no the way to do it, you know. I use kiln dried pine stretcher bars.
Right, okay. So there's a kind of timber frame behind this that supports it like this, right?
Traditional method.
Right.
They're kiln dried pine, all the moisture's took out the pine, so it can't warp or twist.
Right, gotcha.
And I stretch the canvas.
Right.
Round about it, you're actually stretching the canvas round about it. It's a more traditional method of doing it. It's the old-fashioned way, if you like.
Right, okay.
So, if you're looking for high production stuff, I'm no your man.
This is special.
Aye.
For your bar, your venue, your house, whatever.
What I also found with Eddie's art as well, he varnished all his paint. His artists do that. protects them forever.
Right.
You know,
Right,
you need
top
to
of the final
protect them
image.
anyway. So I bought into that as well. I think I spoke to you about this. Vincent made a joke about it the last time on TikTok about.
Vincent!
People. Aye, Vincent.
Joking!
I wanted to, again, I kept looking at different things, and a lot of people said, look, don't bother varnishing them, nobody else does.
Right,
And I thought,
right.
but that's going to add something to it.
Right.
You know, if you put varnish on it, it protects it for life. I put that in my back lounge, say, and the sunlight comes in the window. Next summer, the top half it's going to be a different colour for the bottom.
Right.
It'll go discoloured. The wee man runs by it with his hoodies, jacket, it'll mark it. So I found that varnishing them protected them, and it also makes them last forever.
Right.
These things last forever.
Gotcha.
Take them forever. But again, the varnish thing, it was another one of the ones. There was. I've got my secret potion. I mind Vincent.
It's the Coca-Cola recipe,
Vincent
is it?
telling me to copyright it. But if anybody wants to know what it is, I'll let them know. You know, I'm not that special.
It's not in the family safe or anything, no. Written down in parchment.
So I was getting that right. You know, trying different things, different matte, gloss.
Right.
Found a mixture,
Right.
different, you know, matte gloss, and went for it.
Brilliant.
And now I've pretty much nailed it. I've got a special spraying system set up in my garage and stuff like that. Because I don't roll it on or brush it on or spray it. Because you get evenness and you don't get ink runs, you don't get any of the other. Because again, I was varnishing them and getting out the next day and had big runs of ink down them, and that was another £200 in the bin.
So there's a big skip somewhere.
Aye.
Just called experiments.
Oh, the guy for the dump loved me back then, I'll tell you.
Now, the images themselves, you've got this cracker here, obviously, with the kind of squad.
Yeah.
What makes you pick them? Is it you picking them? Is it Barry? Is it an email for a customer saying, I specifically need this?
A mix of everything.
Is it?
A mix of everything. I've got thousands, and a lot of Celtic fans have got thousands and thousands. We just save all these things. We love this stuff.
Aye.
You know, how nobody's really ever tapped into this, I don't know. You know, that I like to think I'm catering for guys like myself, yourself, that just love this kind of stuff. You know.
Yep.
So I've always had loads and loads of images. I've bought loads and loads of pictures as well. Barry's had tons. Other fans come to me, you ever seen this one before?
Right.
Do you think you could restore it? You know, so like say that one, that had to be restored pixel by pixel.
Did it? This is one of these ones, is it? Right, okay.
To get the sharpness. I mean, some of them don't work.
Aye, because that's massive, but it's crystal clear. So is that because of the image? Is it because of what you and Barry have done to it? Is it, you know,
it's basically the work you put in with the software. Aye.
Right.
It's not just getting a picture and saying I want that 50 inches high.
Bang, print. Aye.
Even the restores we work on. It's great getting the image, you know, restored and you see it on your screen.
Yep.
But there's another challenge.
Right.
Getting it to go to that size.
Aye, absolutely.
And retain its clarity and, you know, its sharpness and the colour and all that sort of stuff. So it's a double-edged sword. You get this beautiful image, but you're only halfway there.
Aye.
You know, you're only halfway there, especially on the canvas as well.
Aye, there's all these extra dimensions you're bringing towards it, isn't it?
Surface you're putting on it as well, Richard. You know, it's no.
That's going to remove clarity.
Paper basically. There's challenges all the way through. I particularly like this one.
This guy with the scene.
An image that we come up with, basically based on couples coming in here.
Right.
There was some eating away at me. The man and wife would come in, and the guy's eyes would light up. And he'd be like a wee boy in a sweetie shop, and the wife standing behind him going like that.
Can we go dress shopping?
There was a wee challenge there, and I thought,
see.
She doesn't want that on her living room wall.
She's already pictured it in the living room.
I'm the perpetrator of many a domestic, shall we say.
And not just in your own house.
They come in that way and they walk away that way, and he's going, I am her, and she's going, no, you aren't. So
is this the answer? Does this bridge it?
I tweeted that a wee while ago, and I says, for those struggling to get a Celtic canvas in the living room, tell them it's Spanish, they'll never know. You know, that was always a challenge, you know, especially when I came in here in mid-September or something, so it was tough. really tough at the start.
Yep.
Just to actually get established and to get people who know I'm here.
Aye,
you know, that's the
exactly.
beauty of it. But
And let's talk about here. It's not the Ford Shopping Centre.
no,
Where are you sent me?
it's the Forge Market. I
Your
didn't send you
directions
anywhere.
are shocking.
I didn't send you anywhere.
No, it's the Forge Market, isn't
It's
it?
the Forge Market,
Aye.
definitely. The
Yep.
amount of people that phone me when they're in the Ford Shopping Centre and go, I'm walking around about here and I can't find you. And I'm like, you're in the wrong place, pal.
Just come across the road.
Aye.
We're not far from Paradise. Nice and handy. If you're just getting into the game, you can come in, check the stuff that you've got out as
Yep.
well,
Yep.
or even after. What is the deal? How often are you open? What kind of hours? How does that work?
Open Thursday to Sunday every
Right,
week,
right.
10 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock at night.
Right, perfect.
So it's now becoming established and people know where it
And what's the
is.
sizes? How small can we go? How big can we go?
I
What's
take them as per the site. A lot of, they're all listed on the site as well, but that's the biggest one. That's 50 by 36.
right? This is the biggest.
Then the next size down, well, that's also that size, but
It's
round the
just
way, you
right.
know,
This is the landscape. Right.
42 by 30,
Right.
30 inches by 20 inches. The
Okay.
line up one there,
Right. Okay.
and I do a small 20 inch by 14 inch. These are all
Right. Okay.
ISO standard page sizes. See, like
Are
your
they?
A4, A3, A2, A1.
Yep.
The biggest is BO. So I kind of based it on that.
So the site you mentioned, CelticCanvasArt.com?
Yep.
Yep. And at the moment, what can they see there? They can see the images, can they see the sizes?
Every print is listed,
Right.
is shown, and then a description underneath with all the sizes and the pricing available.
Right.
In the next fortnight, hopefully that will go full e-commerce.
Perfect.
So there'll be a
Perfect.
shopping cart on that and stuff like that
Excellent.
to take the weight off me a wee bit.
Ah, exactly.
'Cause it's all. I didn't expect it to go like this. You
Yep.
know, it was a wee site. See how it goes.
Aye.
You know.
And the more fans you can help, the better. You know, this is
Aye,
the thing.
aye.
A lot of guys will be able to come in here.
Yep.
There's guys that'll be watching the now that can't. You know,
Yep.
they're
Yep.
abroad and stuff. Can we get towards postage and this kind of stuff? Where are we there?
I've got 2 shipping accounts,
Right.
with TNT and Parcel Force.
Brilliant.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
There are other suppliers available.
between the two, because there's again a lot of the stuff goes to Ireland, north
Right.
and south,
Ah, I see.
and there's varying. I try and keep it as cheap as possible for people, you know.
Sure.
Different couriers are far more expensive to go to the north than they are the south.
Right.
And other ones are the opposite. So
Right.
all that sort of stuff. I'm in talks with one of them as well just now to try and set up an overseas account.
Right, I was going to
I do
my next
ship
question.
overseas,
Right.
but they won't take the big ones. You know, like say to
really?
America, to Europe, and all that sort of stuff. They won't do that
Right.
because of the size of them.
Right.
They'll take that size.
We'll take it. So what's this again?
That's 42 by 30.
42 by 30. So if somebody's watching
That's
from America
that's
or
only 8
whatever.
inches bigger. They'll not take that.
Jeez, oh.
Don't ask me why. They'll not give me an explanation. And again, to Celtic fans are spread about
Aye,
all the place.
exactly,
You know.
exactly.
I've had interesting discussions with people within HailHailMedia and all that sort of stuff, telling me about, giving me wee heads ups about the American market and how they're starved. I thought they were well catered for.
I know, we always assume these things. You hear about Celtic going to Las Vegas, you hear about a conference here and there in Philadelphia, but then you start to hear
And
some
it
bad
turns out
sides.
they're no, they don't
Yep.
get access to this kind of stuff, and why no?
Yep.
Make it available to them, so I'm really trying to push that side of things forward as well.
Brilliant. So those guys can kind of keep their eyes open
Aye,
and
yep.
follow you on Twitter and stuff, and make sure they
Aye.
can see when the next stage is coming and e-commerce and stuff.
Yep.
Right. Now, that's Canvas. Celtic Canvas Art. We interviewed you, we knew about the canvases, but being daft, you decided to go another step, didn't you? We've got some other things to play with.
Yes,
We've got mugs, we've got t-shirts, we've got posters.
It was just to make it a wee bit more interesting, Richard. I'd mastered this. No, I'm like it. Again, this was all born out of coming in here.
Right.
I had no experience of retail or anything like that.
Sure.
I'm an engineer to trade. And I was getting all these people walking about, and it's all well and good with all these canvases up here, but not everybody's got £70, £100, 100.
That's right. Or even the space, in the
even
room.
the space. So I'd always had loads and loads of t-shirt ideas in the background, a few mug ideas. met a guy through a friend of a friend who I knew done designing t-shirts. He says, look, I'm working with all these designs in it.
Right.
But it was like anything else. It was finding the time. It's all right coming up with a design.
Aye.
It's getting that design through to that.
Yep.
You know, and I kept getting beat with time because people would start buying stuff, and this was the core of the business.
Exactly,
so
aye.
I kept having to gravitate back to that to keep that going.
Yep.
And I had a good chat with the guy, and he says, look, he's been making these things for 3-4 years.
Right.
He says,
Does he do the mugs as well? Is he different?
I use different people for the
Do
mugs.
you? Right, okay. And is there any favourites here with the mugs and the, you know, this one's more popular? That's it, the Brother Wilfred one I picked up when you came through to Carluke, which was
popular.
good.
The Lisbon range, what I've tried to tie in with the posters.
Right.
I wanted to come up with a range of posters so that people could come in and buy a print for £15.
Right.
They get it supplied to them in a nice tube,
Right.
wrapped up. It goes on the wall or in a nice cheap frame, making things more affordable for people.
Of course, different options.
And same thing with the mugs. You know, £10 for a mug. It just to, you know, give people a cheaper option. I'd always had these designs in my head. Again, this is another one. Funny things with Barry where I'm phoning him saying, right, I'm falling behind with all this. I've got all these ideas. I want to put this, that and that on a mug, and I'd get like 20 minutes later I'd get an email and it's as if he's read my mind, you know, and we kill ourselves laughing about it, you know.
Right.
But the two just seem to think of things that the other ones think, you know, there's something pretty weird about it.
Brilliant. How's the t-shirts going? Enjoying this?
Yeah.
Good results? Some of them are cracking. I've seen the famous Paul Larkin wearing this bad boy over in America just now. That's a cracker.
He gets sent a package.
He gets sent a package. That sounds very threatening.
A couple of weeks ago. They tried to deliver it 4 times, right enough. I hope I mean, know how he's that popular and busy, you know what I mean?
He's like,
superstar.
He's film superstar.
Aye.
Probably at the Cannes Film Festival or something.
So we eventually got it to him after a bit of trial and error.
Right.
And he went away to America with t-shirts, and that's kind of worked a wee bit as well because he's been telling me that everybody's asking about them. We don't see this stuff.
Exactly.
Who does that?
Aye, it really stands out.
You know, the best they get is a t-shirt with Hoopy on it.
And if they look at your website just now, will they be able to see this range of t-shirts?
The full range will be going on.
Right, okay.
I'm only about halfway there with it, but I've got a wee bit more time now to fully pursue this.
Right.
In terms of, you know, getting the website right up to speed, getting it fully e-commerce, getting everything on it. You know, that it's pretty much there. You know, all the prints are on it, a lot of the t-shirts are on it, but it'll be there in the next couple of weeks in terms of opening it up, you know, to everybody just to go on and, you know, take less of my time.
Exactly. It's going to make it easier for you, isn't it? Then you can help more Celtic fans. I've never seen this one before. Shanks, Steen.
Yes, again, this is
it's very atmospheric. That's fantastic.
A lot of them are printed in the back as well, Richard.
Right. You'll never walk alone, Shankly. That's fantastic. We were both minors, and that brings people together. That's outstanding. That's lovely. I've never seen that before.
Jason Higgins would like it right enough.
No, well, there is that Liverpool connection. It would be tough to kind of talk him through.
I was going to send him, man.
Can we? Oh, God almighty.
Just to wind him up.
Could we suggest something like Shankly was a secret Everton fan or something? I don't know. He might go for it. You never know. Now, this bad boy, I've got that in green. Picked up, come out. I need to get a black one. That's quality. I'll need to pick that up. I'll need to get that as well. Now, down to this famous guy here.
Yes.
This wee picture. This picks a story up that we spoke about to the viewers. Not only you help a lot of fans out and giving them enjoyment, things for the house and stuff, but there's the charity element as well. There's been a lot of Celtic charities helped, a lot of just normal charities helped, been through the Aston Shares and Carluke and done a lot of good work. What's the story behind this and money generated and so on?
That one in particular, as you mentioned, right for the start of this, I get quite embarrassed when I started this and I was making these things, and I wanted to share it about a wee bit, so I get in very early, and because of the Celtic thing, I've had loads of help with this, so you've got to give something back, you know, that's the bottom line. So I loved giving this stuff away, because in the early days it was just about, you know, have a look at this, what do you think, go and auction it, raise some money for your charity. Somebody asked me this is funny, somebody asked me a few weeks ago how much money you raised for charity this year, and I says, I don't know. I just give some away and then I move on to the next thing.
That's right, you forget about it.
My wee granny always says to me, if you do somebody a good turn, it doesn't count if you tell people, you know what I mean? So,
she was a wise woman. I like that.
It's not about, it's not a competition or anything, you just do what you do and try and help it, you know.
Brilliant.
Thing with the big cup for the food bank, that was really successful.
Excellent.
It was away for repair for a wee while there, Richard, but we'll not talk about that.
No, we'll not bring up Carluke hooligans.
So again, that to bring money in for the Glasgow East Food Bank. My mum works in the Glasgow East Food Bank.
Does she?
Out of Govan Hill.
Right.
So people were coming and donating and getting a picture took with that. And
fantastic.
it was a continuous wee drib of money going in there.
Brilliant.
And then this landed on me.
So the picture of El Papa. Yep.
This is my pal, Stevie Kilcoyne, a cracking guy, big Celtic fan. Sits in the main stand next to the directors for his that's the only thing.
What prawn sandwiches is it? That kind of guy? Oh, right, okay.
One of that mob. But anyway, a really decent guy and a wonderful artist. I seem to be bumping into all these artists now. And he knew my uncle as well, funnily enough. Grew up with my family and stuff like that. There's a lot of history between the two families. He told me he was painting this picture and it was going to be for the Cardinals Ball,
right,
which takes place every December, just before Christmas, and there's a different charity every year, so benefits from it. So Stevie, he does them every year.
Right.
So he painted this and he gave me a look at it and he says, look, how do you fancy recreating 200 prints of it? Aye, no bother.
Oh, aye, he says.
How long have I got?
Without even thinking.
Aye, he says, well, I'll finish it next week. He gave me a look at it, it was 3/4 finished and stuff like that. And he says, do you think you could have it done for the beginning of December? And I'm like, start of November. I work.
I sleep. I eat.
Off I went and done 200 of these. And it took me weeks and weeks, 2, 3 in the morning. Wee production line at the dinner table, me, the missus and the wee man. I done one, but she done the next. The wee man was putting them in the bin. It was just repetitive. We'd done them in 3 different colours. On the night, a good soul paid £6,000 for the original. It went up for auction. And from the 200 signed prints, the limited edition prints, that raised another £15,000. It was all funded. It was all self-funded. The charity didn't have to pay any money for it. We done it ourselves, put in the time, put in the money, and out of the back end it came £21,000 for the Ski Off Ebola appeal.
That's fantastic.
So that was...
Just shows you what can happen when different guys get together, form a wee team and go for it with something.
So I know I'm not meant to tell any of these kind of things.
Oh, your granny, oh no!
But as I say, you've got to do that kind of stuff, Richard. You know what I mean? It keeps you right.
Aye, that's it.
It just keeps you right. You know, I'll never disappear up my own arse. You know,
you won't be allowed to. No, your granny.
No.
Outstanding. I'll tell you, things are looking fantastic. The shop as well, of course. Just to remind folks, it's Forge Market. What's the avenue thing, the lane or whatever you're called within here? They'll be able to find you.
Rodney's Way.
Rodney's Way. Fantastic. There we go. And online, of course, it's CelticCanvasArt.com. So, yes or no questions, answers here, right? Rapid fire stuff. Number 1, you started with canvases.
Yes.
You've moved into some mugs and frames and pictures and t-shirts.
Yes.
You got a bit stressed and hyper and busy with that.
Yep.
You've hardly got any sleep.
Yep.
And then you thought, I'll do something else.
Yep.
And you've went bigger.
Yep.
Literally bigger.
Yep.
Probably more complex as well.
Definitely.
And we can actually see some of that work in a place not too far from here. Yes? Fantastic. So to do that, we need to jump back over Celtic Park.
Tick tock, tock, tock.
There we have it. So that was John's shop. So to see the next stage and the amazing creations that he's now taking care of, we need to go half a mile down the road, 10-minute walk along London Road.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, 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 tock.
To here, the CSA. This is the Celtic Supporters Association on London Road, just along from the stadium. And we're going to step inside. We're going to speak to the owner, who is totally revamped the place, and he's done that with some of the great work from John himself. So let's step inside and see how things have changed.
Tick tock, 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 tock.
Yeah. So, Joe and Ryan, nice to meet you guys. So we've got a formidable father and son team, is that correct? Or you don't know about the formidable? Maybe leave that. So this place, obviously we're telling the guys that we're here. We've always kind of known it as CSA, or the Supporters Association. London Road, it's this place, you know, just very close to paradise. But your connection with it as owners, how long ago are we talking? Joe, for yourself, you know, is it a long time project you've been involved?
Well, myself, in the last 18 months, but before me, my dad was on the committee here.
Ah, right.
He was bar steward. Very
you said bar steward, didn't you?
Yes.
Right, just checking that. Just checking. Go and make sure these days.
Various jobs in the committee, treasurer.
Right.
Just on the general committee. But he's more or less came about here for it was opened in '67.
Seriously? Wow. So we're talking a long time family connection.
A long time, aye.
Outstanding.
So, and I worked in here with Ryan's mum when I was 18. We worked in here at weekends. So that was, what, 30 years ago.
My God.
So I've always had a connection with the place, do you know what I mean?
Right.
One way or the other. So then the association, this is their building, they still own this.
Right, okay.
All we do is like manage the place, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
And they still own the building, and they're still, like, day to day, they're still involved.
Right.
So it's like they have 4 trustees on the association. Although it's the association, it's 4 trustees that I deal with all the time. If I've got any problems, I'll go to them, or if they've got any problems with me, obviously they'll come to me. But this is still the association that own it. So.
And Ryan, that's a long family tree then.
Sure.
How does your wee branch come into it?
Aye, well, obviously that was my grandfather that worked here, so it's just obviously a wee bit of an emotional attachment for it. Come back here now.
No half.
We had uncles and that had obviously ran it before as well, so
right.
extended family. So we've
God.
always been
some heirloom, this place.
always remember it, like it was all dark wood and all that up here, and when I was a wee boy and my granda bring me and stuff like that.
Right.
So I can always remember that when I was younger. So.
Outstanding. Now we're here, obviously we're going to take the viewers and a wee walk about the place, get to see some of the different rooms and some of the amazing work that's been done. When did that all kick off for you guys? What kind of time frame are you talking that you really went for it with the recent refurbishments?
Well, where we are at the moment, this had been renovated about 3-4 years ago.
Right.
As you can see, it's quite a nice function.
Well, we're going to show the guys that. We'll kind of go in detail and check out the room itself. This, funnily enough, for the visitors, this is the room that we last filmed one of our TikTok podcasts in when Paul Larkin's book launch was here, one of his book launches a while back. So they will know this place, but it's a fair bit different, that's for sure, especially the rooms down the stairs. Now, Ryan, with the family, with the place, the work, etc., it's not just a business, it's not just a job. It is the Celtic thing for you guys as well. That's fair to say?
Of course. It's obviously my grandfather used to go to games that with him as well, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we've been in our family since day dot, you know what I mean? So that's the attachment as well.
And does the boss still give you enough room that you can get away for a game?
That's why I get away with murder in here. So.
Brilliant. How does it work out opening wise? Because obviously some of the supporters, bosses that are watching this, they've seen this place just before a game, but you're open wider than that, is that right,
yeah,
Joe?
we're open 5 days a week,
right,
more or less. Usually our Tuesday and our Thursday was our quietest days.
Right.
But we're open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
Obviously Saturday and Sundays more. Friday, Saturday, Sundays more with the games. And as I say, this being the function suite, we'll have like private functions here. You'll have like anniversary parties, birthday parties.
Right.
We'll even have like funerals. And any supporters club who's in the association or the affiliation are more than welcome to come and book the place if they would need it for like a dance
for
or
their
need a function suite, or they're trying to raise funds for their own club. Any club are more than welcome. Even, as I say, private individuals, you can just come, phone us up.
Right.
book it as well.
And the best place for you guys, I mean, you've got a Facebook page for the place, I've seen that, so we're going to show that just below this video. Is there anything else we should mention to them? Is there any other sites or Twitter accounts?
It's mainly just the Facebook
that?
and then obviously like word of mouth and stuff like that. And then people phone up, they've got like the club's number, that's on the Facebook page and stuff like that. So any bookings, inquiries, just obviously phone the club.
Right,
the association, it's also on there.
The association's website.
As well,
website
of course. Aye, right, nice one.
So we do everything. Even communions as well. We've got quite a few bookings in May for communions.
Right.
So it's just a variety of functions, whatever you're really needing. I mean, that we'll probably cater for. We do like we're on catering as well. Like my sister, she'll do the catering if you're needing like a buffet.
You've got that full mob involved, haven't you?
Funeral, we've got our own catering company as well that we can cater for funeral parties as well. Do you know what
Fantastic.
I mean?
Right.
Obviously, it's a Celtic Supporters Club, and we're wanting the more supporters to come in, the better.
Aye,
you know I mean? Because we want everybody to feel welcome here.
Sure.
We don't want people to come and go, no, we can't go to the club because it's a members club. Even if you're not a member, you can still come.
Aye, there's a bit. That's true. Actually, I remember that in the past. Some discussions with guys, and they weren't sure, but that's not the deal.
No,
you can just
the
come
deal
in.
is that you can come in here, and even your kids as well. I mean, a lot of times before, that people that have came and their kids have been refused to get in, but that's not an issue here at all.
Right.
We want to encourage all supporters, all ages, to come here.
Fantastic.
I mean, and use this before they go to the games, use it after the games, even during the week, whenever they want to use the club. That they can do it.
Brilliant. Now we're from Carluke. We know how used big smoke guys are, so you're going to rip us off, aren't you? It's like £10 to get in at the door. The Guinness is 17 quid. I'm glad. What's the deal if they walk in? Are we talking a donation at the door?
No,
and that kind of thing?
what we'll do is if non-members come in, we usually take £1 off them.
Right.
So if you come up, if maybe we've got a band up the stair, maybe a couple of quid to get up the stair for the band.
Right.
But on Saturdays, it's free of charge. Non-members will pay £1 at the door, and we'll have a band on here on Saturday before the game for all the Celtic tunes.
Right.
You don't pay anything for that at all.
Still offer like memberships and that as well. You get £10 a year. So
so that's where as well, right?
Still get that option as well.
Nice one. Now the games, that's an easy throwaway line. I come in before the game, but you know what it's like these days with television and stuff. It's a Friday night, it's a Saturday, it's a 12:30, it's a 4:45, it's a Sunday night. You guys, are you able to wrap around all those different times? Do you make it, is there some you have to avoid, or have you been able to accommodate every kind of home game?
Basically accommodate everything, aren't we? Obviously the 12:30 kick-offs and a Sunday and stuff like that, because we're missing out like a lot of the Irish boys and that coming over, so
of course.
We're still open for the normal times and that, right enough. So
brilliant.
They kick-offs at 1 o'clock, no, not really. It does kill us. It probably kills every business around about here.
Must have some impact.
But the 3 o'clock kick-offs is really, that's really when you see the place really busy and jumping with the supporters and all that.
Right, that's when you'll see it.
Whether it's a 12 o'clock kick-off, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, an evening kick-off, everybody's more than welcome to come.
Don't put it out of their minds. And obviously we've got the Europa League games coming up, Thursdays and so on. Just think, that place is going to be. So to keep the boys right, I'm immediately thinking, all the guys from our way through Carluke and Wishaw and Motherwell and stuff, we know perfectly how to come in and come off the 74 and stuff. Loads of guys down south that we keep in touch with from the London supporters clubs, Willie Keane down in Manchester, the Scouse Tims, all these kind of guys. So when they're coming up and they're heading up north and they're on the 74, what's the deal? How do they find the place? Junction 2A, coming along London Road?
Yeah, it's come off at McDonald's at the roundabout and just follow London Road.
Right.
Just at the Barrafield training ground, and you'll obviously see the sign outside.
Aye. And what's the deal with parking and stuff? Some of these guys are coming up in individual cars, some of them are coming up in buses. What would you say to them if they're approaching?
Individual cars is obviously a problem in London Road because the police have also got the yellow cones out.
Sure. And
you can't park. But there's a lot of surrounding streets. Even at our estate at Belvedere and the surrounding streets here.
Right.
They can park there.
Right.
But if the buses, even if they want to get dropped off here at the front door, and the buses can go to the car park, the bus park, and pick them up maybe after the game, or even if they do come back here.
Aye.
Obviously, when the crowd dies down, the bus will be able to park outside and pick
course,
them up.
Aye, that's a good shout actually.
Carluke bus do that, just get dropped off outside and the boys.
That's what we find.
Right.
A lot of bus supporters get dropped off and get picked up maybe after the game if they do come back.
Brilliant.
When it's quieting down a bit, do you know what I mean? Maybe stay for an hour or two after the game.
Aye, just enjoy it, talk about the game and stuff.
Traffic
By the way, when it's nice and light. Aye, good point. Now Ryan, that shambolic bus for Carluke, is there any repair bills I need to cover, any invoices I need to sort out, or is there anybody sin died?
Sure, that boy Michael, he's
Michael, aye. See, the trick is make him a cameraman, then he's not allowed to talk. That's the only time. Right, so we're going to get a walk about this place. It's looking good. I've seen it downstairs, so a wee tease for reviewers. It is outstanding. You're doing great work, but where did it all go wrong? Why the hell did you bump into these two graphic hooligans? Well, John, for every ant there's a deck.
Yeah.
For every Laurel there's a Hardy.
Yeah.
For every John O'Farrell, there's a Barry McGonigle. Is this the man? Is this the living legend?
Yes, I managed to...
That famous Twitter handle.
Coax him out of hiding. A wee bit shy, so he is.
A wee bit shy, a wee delicate boy.
And I'm fed up getting interviewed with
you want to share that burden. Barry, good to see you, sir.
How you doing?
So we've been following you a long time on Twitter.
I have, yeah.
With some lovely pictures getting passed about left, right and centre.
Yeah.
Now, you two guys, this Ant and Deck outfit, the two things that pop into my head when I think back to the story and stuff and getting to know you a bit more is, number one, graphics, and number one, telepathy, that we're going to come on to be used to.
Okay.
Nutcases. So first up is graphics. John, you first kind of saw Barry from just some tweets, retweets that other folk were doing, and you kind of seen his work. Is that how you kind of first get drawn into him?
Aye, pretty much so, Richard.
Right.
My obsession with old Celtic images kind of drew me towards Barry's stuff. You know?
Right.
Seeing it on Twitter and things like that. So
right,
that
nice
one. That was how we first got in touch with each other.
Started following there, brilliant. And what started that for you, Barry? Has this graphic stuff always been in your life?
Always been interested in it. Just love to be a graphic designer. It's something I'm going to look into in the future.
Right.
So it is. But it's just Celtic images. I'm absolutely fascinated with them, especially the older stuff. So I'm really fascinated with that. So it's just. And
it's been purely hobby. It's not been, been up my work,
hobby.
This is what
really,
I do. No.
It's really been a hobby.
Aye, a hobby and a passion.
I took off really through your man here.
Right, nice one. And what's the main things you're looking for? Are you the guy that plays about with the colour? And I think that was one of the things that grabbed you first, wasn't it, John? Because you've been involved in cleaning up images and restoring images, but was it something different you were seeing with Barry's stuff?
Definitely, aye. I was always more working with the original images, you know, and trying to find ways of sharpening them, because I was trying to get them as big as possible.
Because you're looking for the size,
and then stumbled across Barry's stuff and started looking into that and contacted him and stuff like that. I was always, it was a wee bit, at the start I was merely a traditionalist. I took a wee bit of convincing at the start, leave it as it is kind of thing. I just wanted it as big as possible and as sharp as possible, and the work that was involved in that, but slowly but surely it won me over.
Brilliant.
I was getting one a day sent to me sometimes, you know what I mean.
And Barry, when you're doing these images, you talking about a lot of time, you know, if you're taking some black and white.
Some of them can take up to 6-7 years.
Oh,
so don't usually do them on the one go or something, maybe a couple of hours a night.
Sure.
So it just depends how much time I can put into it with the kids and that.
You sometimes see the family.
Aye, sometimes, aye.
And what's the hardest part? Is it putting colour into black and white? Is it taking black and white out of colour?
It's getting the black and white into colours. It's a lot of work goes into it and try to get the skin and stuff right.
Right.
So because that can make or break it. And sometimes it could just look rotten. Other times they just look spot on and you've cracked it with some of them.
Now, John, this telepathy stuff, what happened? You were starting to kind of finish each other's sentences and...
as we got to know each other, you know, a wee bit more, and I'd be more buying into what Barry was doing, you know what I mean? Trying and failing miserably to copy him.
Right.
I'll be honest about that, you know what I mean?
Right.
And just as kind of working with more and more images, we would always be looking for the next thing.
Right.
There's that many images out there, but I would sometimes, you know, come up with an idea and I'd kind of send a wee message to Barry and he'd already started it. that started to happen time and time again.
Brilliant.
Moving into other things, you know, like the t-shirt ideas and stuff like that. It's not just about throwing an image onto a t-shirt, you know what I mean? Get the text right, get the stuff from about the image right, and capture a particular, you know, period in time of Celtic's history or whatever, but you know, you've got to mix some things together, and I've got an idea for a t-shirt, and an idea for a mug, and within half an hour
your man's got it.
Putting too much description into it, what do you think of this, change that, so there was just a lot of that stuff starting to happen.
Fantastic.
It was a wee bit freaky, but
so John, we were kind of talking earlier at the shop, and we focused on the canvases and the posters and the mugs and everything else, and this build up to this latest thing the guys have just mentioned there, wall murals. Now, you nutter, just when you try and push yourself a bit further, how long had you kind of started experimenting with that stuff before kind of Ryan got in touch with you?
Probably about 8 or 9 months ago, Richard.
I
can remember you coming to my house, and I think I'd just done the first one.
That's right, in one of the bedroom walls.
My wee boy said about 4 up his wall now.
He doesn't know what room he's sleeping in. That's right.
Not all he wants is Scooby-Doo, but there you go. So it was all just about trying different things. Things were going that well with the canvases, I really started to nail them, pretty well in terms of getting them as perfect as they could possibly be, but there's no point in standing still, you know what I mean?
Very true.
The technology's out there to really, get involved in things, and it was like the canvases, the last time I was on TikTok, it was about trial and error.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I must admit, I did get it pretty quickly.
Right.
Because I had all the practice behind me. We're doing the canvases and stuff, but this was a different ball game because the big.
Because you're talking about different fabrics, you're talking about changing things. Same printers,
same printer,
same printers, but different material.
Different softwares, different materials. Tried different.
Did you have your geeky wizard involved in that kind of stuff as well?
Obviously,
obviously. Brilliant. Well, we spoke about it, so let's walk about and see your fabulous club then. Let's go.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, 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 tock.
Right, so we're starting upstairs. Joe, this is your kind of main function room. This is the big place you were talking about for booking a place.
Yes, this is it. Aye.
And this is where a lot of fans can come in and come up. And bands, we're seeing stages here.
Yes. Well, before the games we have a band on. Every home match we'll have a band on. Like a Saturday afternoon if it's a 3 o'clock kick-off.
Right.
Which we've not had many this season, to be fair, do you know what I mean?
Sure.
But if we've got a band on, this is where the supporters will come and enjoy the band before the game, all the Celtic tunes.
Excellent. How many can you fit in here? What are you talking if someone wants to get it for a function? It
comfortably seats about 150.
Is it? Right.
So it does.
Nice one.
Obviously, on match days, if it's full, like all the seating's full, we can have people standing on the floor as well, which we normally do anyway. So you're talking about maybe about another 100 to 150 people getting in again, do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
So it creates a good atmosphere.
Aye, I'll bet, yeah.
So, but obviously with private functions, I would say 150 is comfortable.
That's a comfy number.
It's comfortable. Any more than that, it gets a bit too...
That's you pushing it. Aye, you're starting to feel it. And Ryan, the bands, good bands?
Aye, Spoy, Paddy Rooney, Miss Sierra. And the bad word to say about them, so really good, man.
And some good tunes for the guys just before the game and stuff.
Aye, before the games, after beat the Huns and that, they were here back here as well, and the place was full. So
I'll bet.
Aye,
fantastic. And we're standing up here. If I do come up in one of those buses, can I come up here? Can I wonder about this place? Oh no, you need to go in the such and such room.
You've got a free reign to do what you want. So.
Right, whoa, steady. Remember the Carluke boys.
I will come upstairs in the lounge or in the games room, whatever you want. The band's obviously up here, so it attracts a lot of people up here, you know what I mean?
Right, brilliant. And run us through again the changes and stuff, Joe. What's happened that you have done in here? Or
well, as I said to you before, all the seating, that was all done previously.
Right.
Tables and chairs, whatever. What we felt was that the carpet was getting a bit worn and old.
Sure.
So we've replaced the carpet, as you see here, with the flooring.
Yes.
We've replaced the whole area with the wooden flooring now. So I have.
Fantastic.
And we've re-sanded the dance floor as well. And varnished that as well. And we're just in the process of just going to do the wallpaper now as well.
Right. So I was going to ask if there's any other plans. That's the next attack, is it?
Aye.
Right.
Changing blinds and just various things we're going to do to it, do you know what I mean? Just try and keep the place a bit upgraded, really. Try and keep it just nice and fresh.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, 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 tock.
So Ryan, where are we now then? We came downstairs. What's this place?
This is a Tommy Burns suite, stroke lounge in here.
Right.
this has been all transformed as well.
It certainly has. It's some difference actually since the last time we were in. So the main bits of work you've done the paper. Is this all new furniture and stuff as well?
New
Is
furniture,
that right enough?
new flooring, new paper.
Fantastic.
In the process of getting like blinds and that with John as well. We're going to come up with a couple of designs with.
Right, for the roller blinds. Right, okie dokes. Brilliant. And Joe, you're pleased with the results here?
Oh, I
got the place looking exactly how you want it.
I delighted with the new table chairs, the flooring, the wallpaper, and obviously the canvas that was here before, the Tommy Burns. It really sets it off now. Just getting it all decorated, and to be fair, the association have done a good job doing that as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Various photos we've got round as well as Tommy, and it's quite. I think it's quite a nice lounge for just to sit and come relax.
Aye, it's got that feel to it, isn't it? You're not upstairs with the band and the busyness.
You can sit and come with your wife or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Just sit and relax before games as well. If you don't want to go up and listen to the band, do you know what I mean? You're just sitting and watch Sky Sports or whatever. Or,
that's right. And you've still got another bar. There's bars everywhere in this place.
Still get the games.
Honestly, not a problem. This is terrible.
It's a wine bar.
This is a wine bar. This is your Holy Ox wine bar. Fantastic.
Pump fast on tap.
Brilliant. Now, John, we're spotting a guy over here. Ties in with the lounge. One of your works?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Aye, yep.
Now, when did you do that particular print? Is this one you've kind of done for the early days?
That was one of the first ones I had tried. Richard, in fact, I can remember bringing it up to Carluke that night about a year ago.
Yep.
And just done a wee bit of work with it, you know, at the start, and it worked.
And do you have to do much to that image? Was it cropping it? Was it changing it? Was it colour? Was it
all
no colour clarity? Sorry.
It was making it clearer, you know, because all these images, or most of the images that I'm dealing with, are all years and years and years old. You know what I mean? So it's about reworking it and, you know, restoring it and defining it to allow you to blow it up to these sizes.
Right.
So that's
brilliant. It certainly looks the
part.
Now, Barry, admit it, you're itching, aren't you? You're seeing a black and white picture and you are itching to get your paintbrush out and start going mental with it.
I actually know John's daughter, Marie, and she's always asked me to leave that one.
Oh,
so I've never ever
Oh,
touched that one.
That's nice to hear.
I'm not itching to try it, but I think sometimes they're best left alone.
Aye.
So especially that one.
If you were allowed to, what would you do? Would you bring Tommy into colour to bring him out? Would you?
Maybe just Tommy.
Aye, just do it that way.
Strip, actually, yeah.
Make it a bit special. You need to get that hair right, remember?
Aye.
That's a lot of pixels. A lot of pixels. No, it's a stunning picture, it really is, and this place is looking fantastic. So we're getting better and better, we're getting bigger and bigger, so let's go into the final wow room.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, 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 tock.
Right, this is the one. This is the wow room. This is just, I mean, you spoke about supporters coming in and saying wow. There's no way they can say that, is there? I mean, this is something else. Did you picture it in your head that this was going to be like at the end of it?
Well, you try to picture it in your head, do you know what I mean? And as I say, hopefully they come in and do that and say wow. But at the same time, you've got a bit of apprehension about it, do you know what I mean? And it's turned out a lot better than I ever imagined.
Is it?
Aye, definitely.
It's something else, it really is.
I look at the various photos and I'm still saying, oh, I love that one, and I love that one. And I look at the Lisbon Lions and Billy McNeil's 10 feet tall there.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It just brings out kind of guy he is, sort of a thing, do you know what I mean? And the team as well, that's probably my favourite out of the lot.
Oh, really? Right, I was going to ask you that, so you're picking that. Okay, doke.
Definitely, aye.
Ryan, this is going to fire you up before you go to a game. If you come in here for a pint before a Celtic game, especially a European match or something, I mean, the supporters are going to love this, aren't they?
Of
You're
course.
seeing this place.
So it says before, it's taken you through the decades, you know what I mean? So guys for different eras, that's obviously my dad's favourite, the king behind his mine, you know what I mean? That's just obviously the area I came from, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's getting guys speaking, it's getting obviously remembering games and stuff like that over it, so
definitely.
Aye, it's brilliant, man, I love it. It's different class.
Just every time you come in,
it's
must be just nice wee feeling.
Same effect every time.
Aye, I'll bet it is. Superb. John, where the heck do you start? What did you just come in and say, no, I'll tell you what, forget it?
I think I actually
you want a t-shirt?
Buy a poster. I can remember at the start, the first night I came in, and I just thought, I think it's actually suggested, you know, you could do a mural up there and a mural up there, and I'll sell you a couple of prints for all there.
Ah, right, okay, just to hang on the wall and that's it. Keep it as is.
With the windows and stuff, because there was a lot to work round about.
Ah,
you know,
of course.
doors, windows, doors all there and stuff. So
yep.
I kind of came in having done bedrooms, hallways, lounges before, and you know, I came in, walked in and looked at the size of that one, and Jesus Christ, look at the size of that. So that was the kind of initial thinking by me, but right away Joe and Ryan were saying, no, we want something there, something. Well, the challenge is on, but the good thing about it was that night I took plenty of pictures, Richard, and I've got into that habit.
Have you?
Of taking, you know, if I get the chance to go to somebody's house, I'll take a picture,
right,
and then transpose an image onto it, show them how it's going to look before they commit to it and stuff like that, and that came in really handy with the 3 years, because we bounced about loads of ideas.
Ah, nice one. Right, going back and forth and changing stuff.
Loads of times.
Right.
But the beauty of that was I took pictures, you know, really good pictures of all the wall spaces, transposed images onto them, you know, is that what you want? You know, we could change this, we could change that, which it batted back and forward to, you know,
so was that something that was helpful for you, Joe, as being the guy here, seeing those images and that will work, or that is the kind of thing I'm looking?
Oh, of course, seeing the images, and again, you'd want to see them put onto the wall, you know what I mean? And you're trying to imagine how they're going to be.
Yep.
But as I said to you before, I don't think it's a lot better than what I ever imagined, as I said that before.
It's just went up another level.
It's just, it's fantastic as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
And as I said to you previously, I look at the Lisbon Lions one and I go, that's my favourite. Then I look round and I change my mind again, right? And I look at this guy like
see the maestro, I mean, come on.
I played with him at youth team level, and
did you?
As far as I'm concerned, that he deserves his place amongst all the greats, because he's the best I've seen as well. Do you know what I mean?
Must be in the flesh. He's the one for you.
And a lot of people maybe say, why is Paul McStay in it? Well, he's in the song. He carried the team for years as well. Do you know what I mean? It's
absolutely.
And you look round. I look round and I look at the brother Walford and Willie Mealy, and Jock Steen in there as well. It's everything catches your eye. Do you know what I mean? It's, as I say, I'll probably change my mind in 5 minutes and say I like the Willie Mealy one better. And that's what we were doing. We were trying to get
going
it all
back
done.
And forth. No, I want this one.
Right. I was saying to John, no, we'll get this one and we'll put this guy in or whatever.
Yep.
Then I said, well, we must have a place for Jimmy Johnson as well. Do you know what I mean? Although he's in the Lisbon Lions
see
team.
a name and then
I mean? It was just we were banding names about and we were trying to get everyone involved. Do you know what I mean? And
yep. So you're going to build an extension then? Is that the
plan? Hopefully we've covered it. We've covered it all. Do you know what I mean? And got the supporters in as well, which is important as well. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Ryan,
I think
no Wayne Biggins. I mean, come on. Your era. You were talking about your era.
I was talking about Adam Virgo before. I think you've got to change your name in a lounge to the Virgo Lounge.
Don't you dare. Now, Barry, I'm spotting colour over here. Come and give me your wee expertise with the maestro there. Is there any colour within that wee strip just to bring it out?
Very faint, just a wee bit, just to bring the hoops out. That's all you really need.
And has it been originally black and white picture and then colour? It's that way around, is it?
Black and white. There's a colour man in that as well, and you can just chop and change them to suit.
Brilliant.
So you can.
How do you get the flesh tones so perfect?
It's the original. If that's an original colour man, you just take all the stadium at it really, and you just leave the maestro right is. So yes,
just like a mask around it, and then you can kind of go on top of it. Right, nice one. Okay. And this masterpiece here, how long are you talking to put this up, John? Because I'm seeing a door. Are you off your head?
The door took longer than the rest of the wall. I'm not kidding.
Seriously, did it? Aye.
Because you're trying to get an image to bend round corners.
Aye.
4 of them. And go behind the door. But
it's just ridiculous.
The image kind of lent itself to do that as well, with the, you know, with the profiles of the fans and the lines going across it and stuff like that. So that was a real challenge. But you know me, I don't like
easy jobs, do you? No, not at all.
So a lot of it was funny because I was coming in here and doing it, and some of the regulars would come in as well, and everything would be
experts.
Depending on the minute.
You've done that right,
depending on the minute Guinness they had.
And Barry, there's a special trophy over in the corner there, which we know is special enough, but you kind of took it a step further and you've done a bit of imagery with it. What's the deal there?
I done that for his anniversary 2 years ago, passing his death.
Right.
And I was on Twitter one morning and I seen everybody saying rest in peace and stuff like that, and I had a wee bit of spare time. I thought I'm going to try and make something special here.
Right.
And I pulled it off. It was good, and it was just a phenomenal response to that. So it was that day. It was just crazy, and I think that's when I started getting a lot of followers on Twitter.
Right.
So it wasn't started getting attention of some people and that, and that's it. Just really kind of took off of there. But that's
took a bit of time to do.
Aye.
Merging the two images and getting it just the way you want it.
Aye. But that's one of my favourite pictures I've ever done. So
is it?
Aye, that's a special one for me.
Nice one. And now you can actually see it on the wall.
To see it in here,
size.
somewhere like this, I've not been in here since I was a wee guy, maybe about 9 or 10. To see that in here is really special for me.
Brilliant.
So and hopefully it's up here for a long, long time.
Well, kudos to a lot of you guys. Thanks a million for inviting us in. It's been superb seeing it. You can see just below this video the link to the CSA's Facebook page, so make sure you check that out. Follow all the maps and stuff and the details that we're giving you through HailHailMedia as well. And we're going to jump from here back to Celtic Park. So that's us. I hope you found that very interesting. You can check out John's stuff, of course, at CelticCanvasArt.com, also on Twitter and Facebook. And it's the same with the guys at the CSA. Thanks very much for inviting us down there to see the inside of the club. Remember, if your bus wants to stop there just before the game, you can do so on London Road. And again, those guys are on Facebook as well. Thanks to my cameramen that have helped me out, Vincenzo sir and Mickey boy from Carluke Shamrock. And thank you to the homeboys for letting us do this special podcast on HailHailMedia. Big thanks to Harper, Joe and to Jason. Thanks a million. See you next time.
The thing I want to see the most is the Glasgow Celtic score. I've been to Munich, been to Paris and Berlin. I watched injustice fall upon you in Turin, and I've shared the pain and glory with the friends that I have made as I dance from place to place in green and white on a worldwide tin parade.